Hello everyone, welcome back. Oh my god, it's been a while since I did my last video. My last video was a flight review when I traveled to Cambodia. It was a really good trip. I'll be linking it in the description below. So I'm gonna be giving some interesting news today. I know, sounds a little odd, but then today I'm going to be giving some industry updates. So, you know, it's been a while since I gave you all an update about what's been happening in the industry. So the first major one being Qatar Airways received their A350-1000. To a lot of you, it might not matter, but then it's the largest variant of the new A350 and it's the first one. It's gonna start flying between London and Doha. And it features the new Q Suite. The Q Suite is amazing. It's Qatar Airways new business class. It's just fabulous. Where it's literally like a suite, but then you can link it with the other one. And there's like two back facing. So there's two facing towards the front of the plane and two facing back. And you can link them to create a 4-person suite. They cost a lot, but their slogan stands true and it stands for itself. It says, first in business, and it's just fabulous hard product and a superb soft product by Qatar as always. The second one is Emirates. Emirates launched a very new cool business class in a very much needed 222 configuration. Their earlier on was 232, which wasn't as good. So because if you were stuck in the middle seat, I've reviewed the product before. It's a there's a really good soft product for those of you who are traveling Emirates for maybe the first time. It's a fabulous soft product. It will be present on the 10 777-200 LRs, which will operate long haul to Australia, New Zealand, to LA, to Seoul. Some long haul flights. They have a great soft product, guys. You should try it. And they recently even had a sale where it was like, I think, 1500 USD for flights, business class to London. And I was like, oh my god, this has to be amazing. But of course, I'm not traveling to London this summer. For those of you who are in, make sure you can contact me, you know. I'm sorry if this thing is disturbing. It's my laptop. I have my script here, so I gotta. So the FAA, which is, they will be intervening in the seat reduction crisis. So all the airlines want to cramp in more seats and reduce the seat width as well as the length. And FAA will now be intervening because it's reduced to a point where customers are not happy, they're in trouble, it's just too less. So airlines, you know, of course they want to fit more seats because they want to earn money, of course. TAP Portugal is receiving their new A330neo this year with their new staggered business class and improved economy. They'll be receiving some new planes as well. So they're going to start flying to some new destinations, maybe to Singapore, to Bangkok. Yeah, that's going to be a real good. Norwegian Air Shuttle. So it's a budget airline based in Europe. They've launched a subsidiary in Argentina named Norwegian Argentina. Their first aircraft is a 737-800. They will soon be starting flights in South America. They're going to be receiving 9 more of these. The UK subsidiary already offers flights from London Gatwick to Buenos Aires on their 787s. They'll also be receiving a 787, the Argentina subsidiary, and they will start flights to Singapore via Perth. So it's going to be Buenos Aires to Perth and then on to Singapore. This will be the first flight that's going to be right over mainland Antarctica. Oh my god, I want to fly on this. Then we have Singapore. Singapore is an amazing airport. It's just so fabulous. The new T4 is amazing. It's spotless. Automated immigration, automated boarding, automated check-ins. It's a fabulous airport, but it's going to get expensive. So Singapore Airport has increased their flight taxes to you know, cover up for the cost of the new Terminal 4 and the construction of the Changi Jewel, which will link Terminal 1, 2, and 3 with like a common, like a greenhouse maybe It's going to have flowers, scenery, and it's going to link all 3 terminals and maybe the 4th one too. Some news from the UK. British Airways is adding more seats in their 777s, which means more cramping. They have I think they have 242 or the 343 configuration, maybe, in economy. Virgin Atlantic has cancelled their A380 orders. They had 6 on order. They placed them in 2001, but due to repeated postponing, they cancelled it. They might be shifting to A350s. Etihad, for those of you who travel Etihad to US maybe, or to Dallas Pacific, Etihad is cancelling their flights to Dallas due to pressure from the 3 legacy carriers. Now the legacy carriers in the US are American Airlines, United, and Delta. The Open Skies agreement is also like going under some scrutiny between the US Airlines and the Middle Eastern carriers, that is Emirates, Etihad, and Qatar. Hawaiian Airlines, for those of you who travel to Hawaii or within the US, they have ordered some new Dreamliner 787s. So that's going to allow them to open quite a few routes, and they're going to be innovating with some new hard products. I really hope they start a flight to Singapore, because then that's going to be super easy for people to travel to US. Hawaiian has a really good hot product though, for now. Iceland Air and Wow Air, 2 you may not have heard so much of. They're based in Iceland. They're now becoming popular because of a stopover program. It sounds interesting. I don't exactly know all the terms and conditions and what the ifs and buts are. But if you're flying on Iceland Air and you have a stop in Iceland, you can have a stopover in Iceland for up to 7 days if you're traveling in economy for no extra cost. So if you're traveling from, let's say, Copenhagen or London to San Francisco via Iceland Air, you can stay in Iceland and have a nice trip for up to 7 days. I mean, that's a fantastic program. Iceland is like in between Europe and US, so it gives them a really good advantage to do that. Some news from Australia now. Qantas has unveiled a new livery on their new 787. It's called the Yam Dreaming, and it's by an indigenous painter called Emily Kame. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm sorry. This plane will fly directly from Perth to London, the 19-hour flight. This is the first major milestone, the first kangaroo route flight that will link Australia to Europe for the first time without any stopovers. WestJet, it's a Canadian budget airline. They have launched an ultra low-cost airline, airlines called Swoop. They will be operating 10 737s to Halifax, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Abbotsford, and Hamilton for now. Remember, it's an ultra low, and it seems that they will be based in Calgary. They will charge for almost everything. They're currently offering flights for around 100 Canadian dollars between these cities, 130 Canadian dollars, where the normal flights cost around 150 to 300. Of course, you will need to pay for food, seat assignment, extra bags, maybe a carry-on bag, checking in at the counter. Yeah, it's going to be expensive. If you take the total cost of the trip, it might be expensive. Vietnam Airlines, now some news from here. Vietnam Airlines is thinking of starting a flight to San Francisco from Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh with their upcoming A350-900 ULR. The ULR is amazing. The ULR stands for ultra long range, and this will be allowing them for direct flights for about 19 hours. Seems like a lot, but it will be linking these two cities. Some news on the same aircraft. Singapore Airlines will be receiving the first one, A350-900 ULR. Now the A350 is a fantastic aircraft, fantastic. It just looks spectacular. The winglet is just amazing. The aircraft will allow them to restart their very famous service non-stop to New York and LA. Although it is rumored that they will only have premium economy and business to allow this kind of long-range flights. I don't think they should do that. I think they should have some economy class, because not everybody's willing to travel in premium economy. Singapore Airlines. Some news from Turkey. Turkish Airlines, very famous for its flights to US, has ordered 60 new aircraft, 30 from Boeing, their 787s, and Airbus A350s, 30 of those. They split their wide-body aircraft order half and half between Airbus and Boeing, instead of committing to just one of them. Last but not the least, I have some news from India. India has been given permission to fly over Saudi airspace. This is the first time an airline has been allowed to fly over Saudi airspace. It's just breaking news. Which means they will now fly to Tel Aviv, Israel, in about 5 hours. While El Al, which is the airline based in Tel Aviv, superb, fantastic airline. I haven't reviewed it personally, but I've read online. I've read quite a few travel blogs, and they've all said that the airline is this fantastic, really good hard product as well as a soft product. The El Al still isn't allowed to fly over the airspace. That's why they have to take the long route and take 8 hours. Some Indigo. So Indigo is interested in the A330neo. This will allow them to offer cheap flights to Europe now. Indigo is planning to start long haul flights to maybe to, let's say, Hong Kong, Japan, or maybe especially to Europe. So they're considering A330neo, which will allow them to operate budget airline costs. I think they're really doing good. Indigo's a really well-doing airline. They've been working for it for quite a while now, and they're famous throughout India. Well, that's it for today's video. Thanks a lot for watching, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. Shout out to Saint, Shitij, and Tony for subscribing. Thanks a lot, guys. And remember, if you hit the subscribe button, you too can get a shout out like these people just did. Message me or comment below if you have any questions, ideas, suggestions for the next video, or anything regarding this video. Maybe a question, maybe some suggestions. I'm open to those. I'll surely consider them. If you have a nice summer trip coming up, if you want to plan one, you can contact me on social media. If you want a good flight deal, I can get you those. I can help you get those. Of course, you will have to book them, but I can get you, well, there's some really good, I think, like, there's some 700 USD flights to US from Vietnam for summers. It's China Southern though, but then the 700 USD round trip is fantastic. Yeah, if you can contact me anytime for a flight deal, or you can contact me on social media. I have Snapchat, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, Skype. Yeah, I have Skype. Okay, and of course, or you can comment below. Make sure to check out my other videos. I'll link my channels in the description too. So of course, you know, you can contact me anytime. Well, remember to keep watching. Till then, goodbye, folks.